Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the Starting 11 show ahead of the FA Cup tie, FA Cup third round, Everton versus Peterborough from Goodison, um, taking place on Thursday evening. Everton going into this one in obviously pretty wretched form, lost the last two, and we've only scored in one of like the last 10 games, I think. So Peterborough almost go into this as favourites. That's how drastic it is. Everyone will definitely fancy Peterborough to do a number on us, but obviously going into this, but it's an FA Cup game, so you might see a bit of rotation. And to be honest, a bit of rotation at this moment in time could well do us the world of good because the current crop aren't really doing the business. The numbers are pretty limited. I think Broy is likely to miss the game. He came off against Bournemouth with the injury. Beto is potentially moving to Torino. So I'm not sure whether it'll be him. So that only really leaves Calvert-Lewin. Chermiti's injured as well. So it's either Calvert-Lewin unless they really put the Beto deal on hold until after this game's been played. It has to be Dominic Calvert-Lewin playing up top. So we're very thin on the ground, even in the striker department now. Whether you like it or not, I have a funny feeling Jack Harrison will come back in. Um, I have a funny feeling it could be Harrison on the left and Lindstrom on the right, and he may well just leave NDI out for the league. I don't want him to, but it's very likely that Dyche and Dyche will rest his best players for the cup. I think we in the defence we could see some changes. Potentially Ashley Young at left back, Patterson at right back. Um, Mikalenko, I think, could probably do the rest. He's played most of the games and not played most of them very well this season. Michael Keane, whether you like him or loathe him, he's probably going to play. I'm hoping Jake O'Brien plays next to him. Goodness, he deserves a go at least. Tarkowski and Brantwaite have been okay for most of the season, but even they've been a bit rusty recently. Virginia or Begovic might get the nod ahead of Pickford, but considering how Pickford's kept us in most of the games, I'd actually like to see Jordan Pickford stay in the team. I'm nervous about what the damage Peterborough could do to us in Jordan Pickford's absence. So yeah, Peterborough, of course, a League One side. They're in the sort of in mid-table in League One. They're not struggling per se, but they're not a high-flying side either way. I think that they're probably a mid-table side. In fact, they're actually in poor form themselves. They're sliding down the table, so it could be a relegation. They're in a bit of a relegation threat in League One, but that means nothing because I can remember when Shrewsbury were threatened relegation from League Two and beat us, albeit on their ground. But this this tournament throws up some of the maddest upsets, and not many people are bat an eyelid if Peterborough knocked us out, given how shambolic we are at the moment. But like I say, I think a bit of rotation might do us good. I think Keane and O'Brien might come in defence. Maybe Patterson at right back, and then it'll be a toss up between Young or Mikalenko on the left. I'd probably prefer Ashley Young, given Mikalenko's recent form. Alternatively, you might give those players a chance to play themselves back into form in the hope that we might have enough to beat Peterborough. I don't really know. Dyche can be a bit predictable, so there's a good chance he may well not change his team, but I think it's predictable that on that note he'll more than likely just rotate the players for a cup game because he doesn't normally put too much effort into these cups, and that's disappointing because we want to do well in this cup. But I don't think Dyche will prioritise it. Injury wise, we're still missing a few players. Iroeg Burnham's back on the grass, apparently, whatever that means. That usually means he's not ready to play in a competitive match yet. Same goes for James Garner, who I think we've really missed this season. So it'll probably be Oral Mangala continuing in the middle. Idrissa Gueye or Decore may play. He might give Armstrong a go, but I think that'll be more than likely off the bench. So I think it'll be Mangala and Idrissa Gueye. Um, or he'll probably kept in the 10. He might rest and die, but I think it's in our best interest that he plays. But I'm going to predict that he rests him, plays Harrison on the left, Lindstrom on the right, and Decore in the 10 off Calvert-Lewin. I think it's going to be a dull as dishwater, predictable starting selection from Dyche. And it'll probably deliver another dull as dishwater performance, which might still be enough to beat a League One side, but even then, you just never know. But that's all I can see is perhaps some changes in the defence, but we haven't really got the strength in depth to be doing heavy rotation further forward. So I'd expect the front six to probably look not much different to what we've been seeing in league games recently. A bit more rotation at the back. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Pickford kept his place for I just given that he'll probably be still be needed to keep us in the game even against Peterborough, the side 2 leagues below us. But yeah, like I say, I think the back four might change a bit, and that's about it. So my starting 11 that I think Dyche will play, and it's not necessarily what I want, but I think it'll be Pickford, Patterson, Keane, O'Brien. I'll say Young at left back, Gay Mangala, Harrison, Lindstrom, Ducore, and Calvert Lewin. Pretty predictable, but that's what I'll hazard a guess he'll play. I think we might see some kids off the bench, but that's probably the only chance the kids are going to get if I know Sean Dyche well enough by now. A lot of fans, of course, were hoping it might have been a different manager taking charge of this game in the dugout, but it looked like it's going to be Sean Dyche's game to potentially lose. But um, fingers crossed we can get a much needed win. And hopefully, who knows, it could turn things around, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But there you have it, guys. That's my starting 11. My prediction for Sean Dyche's starting 11 anyway for the FA Cup game, third round against Peterborough on Thursday. Let us know what you would do, what your starting 11 would be. Get your comments coming in. Give this video a like and subscribe for more content. And until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in on the Toffee Blues.